Iran has claimed responsibility for a dramatic strike targeting an Israeli nuclear-related facility. This incident has intensified the already dangerous confrontation between Iran and Israel and raised new questions about the effectiveness of one of the world's most well-known air defense systems, Israel's Iron Dome. According to Iranian officials and regional monitoring sources, the strike was carried out as part of what they described as a direct response to earlier Israeli operations against Iranian nuclear infrastructure. Iranian statements circulating through regional media claim the attack was designed to send a message that strategic facilities inside Israel could also be reached. Sources monitoring developments in the region reported that several projectiles were detected heading toward the area where the facility is located, triggering air defense alerts across surrounding regions. Sirens were reportedly activated as Israeli defense systems began responding to the incoming threat. The location targeted in the strike is believed to be connected to Israel's nuclear infrastructure network, making it one of the most sensitive types of sites in the country's strategic landscape. Iranian officials described the strike as a carefully planned operation intended to demonstrate the reach of their missile technology and to retaliate for what they say were previous attacks against Iranian nuclear facilities. The strike reportedly involved advanced missile systems launched toward the facility at extremely high speed. Some Iranian claims describe the weapons used in the operation as new-generation hypersonic or high-speed precision missiles, systems designed to travel at very high velocities while maneuvering during flight. Such weapons present a serious challenge for traditional air defense systems because of the limited reaction time available to intercept them. Israel's Iron Dome defense network is widely known for its ability to intercept short-range rockets and artillery projectiles. The system works by detecting incoming rockets, calculating their trajectory, and launching interceptor missiles to destroy them in the air before they reach populated areas. For years, Iron Dome has been regarded as one of the most successful missile defense systems in the world. However, military analysts have long pointed out that Iron Dome is primarily designed for short-range threats, such as rockets fired from nearby locations. High-speed ballistic or hypersonic missiles are usually handled by other layers of Israel's multi-tiered air defense system. During the reported strike, multiple defensive systems were activated across the region as incoming projectiles approached the target. The targeted facility reportedly faced multiple incoming projectiles, and sources monitoring the situation indicated that interception attempts were carried out by Israel's air defense network. However, several projectiles continued toward the target area, resulting in a series of powerful explosions around the nuclear-related facility. Witness reports circulating through regional media described bright flashes in the sky, followed by loud detonations that echoed across nearby areas. Images shared by monitoring networks suggested that parts of the facility's infrastructure suffered significant damage following the strike. Smoke plumes were reportedly seen rising from sections of the complex as emergency services moved into the area. The incident quickly sparked debate among analysts about whether the attack represented a failure of the Iron Dome system or whether the missiles used simply fell outside the system's design parameters. Some experts emphasized that Iron Dome was never intended to intercept every type of missile threat. Instead, it is part of a layered defense architecture that includes other systems designed for higher speed or longer-range missiles. Even so, the strike raised serious questions about how modern missile technologies are challenging traditional defense networks. Sources familiar with Israel's strategic infrastructure noted that nuclear-related facilities are typically protected by extensive security measures and multiple layers of defense. These include air defense systems, electronic monitoring networks, and hardened structures designed to withstand potential attacks. However, the reported strike demonstrated that even heavily protected sites can face significant risks when confronted with advanced missile technologies. Iranian officials quickly claimed the operation as a success. Statements from Iranian media describe the strike as a strategic response to previous Israeli actions against Iranian nuclear facilities. Iran has repeatedly accused Israel of carrying out sabotage operations and airstrikes targeting its nuclear infrastructure. Over the past several years, multiple incidents have been reported involving Iranian nuclear sites, and Iranian leaders have often vowed that such actions would not go unanswered. According to Iranian claims, the strike against the Israeli facility was intended to demonstrate what they described as strategic deterrence. Iranian officials stated that the attack was designed to show that critical infrastructure inside Israel could also be reached if Iranian facilities continued to be targeted. The destruction reported at the site has drawn global attention due to its potential implications for nuclear safety and regional stability. Facilities associated with nuclear research or infrastructure are among the most sensitive types of locations in any country. Damage to such sites raises concerns about radiation risks, environmental impact, and long-term security implications. Sources monitoring emergency response activity reported that teams were quickly deployed to assess the extent of the damage. Fire crews and security personnel secured sections of the facility while authorities began evaluating structural conditions. The explosions reportedly damaged parts of the complex's outer infrastructure, and several structures within the facility perimeter appear to have been affected. Debris and damaged equipment were reportedly visible around sections of the compound following the attack. The strike also triggered intense discussion about the evolution of missile warfare. Modern missile systems are becoming faster, more maneuverable, and increasingly precise. Hypersonic weapons, in particular, have become a focus of military development around the world as these missiles travel at extremely high speeds, making interception by traditional defense systems challenging. Hypersonic missiles can travel at speeds exceeding 5 times the speed of sound and are capable of changing direction during flight. These capabilities make them significantly harder to intercept using traditional missile defense systems. Many countries are now investing heavily in technologies to counter hypersonic threats. The incident in Israel has therefore become part of a broader conversation about the future of air defense systems and the changing nature of modern warfare. As the situation continued to unfold, Israeli authorities began issuing statements addressing concerns about nuclear safety at the site. According to Israeli claims released after the initial reports of the strike, sensitive nuclear material had already been removed from the facility prior to the attack. Officials stated that precautionary steps had been taken earlier to relocate critical materials from the site as a safety measure. This announcement came after widespread speculation about whether nuclear substances might have been present at the time of the strike. Israeli officials emphasized that the removal of such materials was intended to ensure that any damage to infrastructure would not result in a nuclear safety incident. According to their statements, there was no evidence that radioactive material had been released as a result of the explosions. Authorities also noted that monitoring systems in the surrounding area did not detect unusual radiation levels following the strike. These claims were intended to reassure both domestic and international audiences that the situation did not pose an environmental or nuclear safety threat. Nevertheless, the attack has significantly intensified tensions between Iran and Israel. The confrontation between the two countries has been escalating for years through covert operations, cyber attacks, and occasional military strikes. Iran and Israel have accused each other of targeting strategic facilities and attempting to undermine national security. The strike on the Israeli nuclear-related facility now adds another chapter to that ongoing confrontation. For Iran, the operation was framed as retaliation for what it considers previous attacks on its nuclear program. For Israel, the strike represents a serious escalation involving one of the country's most sensitive infrastructure sites. International observers are now closely watching how both sides respond in the aftermath of the incident. Military analysts warn that continued exchanges involving strategic facilities could increase the risk of a wider regional confrontation. At the same time, diplomatic channels are likely to remain active as governments seek to prevent further escalation. The broader implications of the strike also extend beyond the Middle East. Missile defense systems such as Iron Dome have often been cited as examples of advanced defensive technology capable of protecting civilian populations. But the rapid evolution of offensive missile capabilities is forcing militaries around the world to reconsider how such systems must adapt. The incident highlights how the balance between offensive and defensive technologies continues to evolve. As missiles become faster and more sophisticated, defense systems must also develop new interception methods and detection technologies. Researchers and defense planners are already working on next-generation systems designed to counter hypersonic threats. These include advanced radar networks, directed energy weapons, and new types of interceptor missiles. For now, however, the strike against the Israeli facility underscores the challenges posed by modern missile technology and the strategic vulnerabilities even highly protected sites may face. The strike on the Israeli nuclear-related facility remains one of the most dramatic developments in the ongoing confrontation between Iran and Israel. The destruction reported at the site, along with the debate over the effectiveness of existing defense systems, has drawn attention from governments and security analysts around the world. As investigations into the incident continue, more information is expected to emerge about the exact sequence of events and the technologies involved. What remains clear is that the confrontation between Iran and Israel has entered an increasingly dangerous phase. With strategic facilities now becoming targets, the stakes of the conflict have grown significantly. As both sides continue to signal their capabilities and intentions, the world is watching closely to see how the next phase of this tense geopolitical struggle will unfold.